Hi there, Andre here from Peak Motorcycles. In this video I'm going to show you how I'm going to fit a couple of these Enfield accessories to my Royal Enfield Himalayan Scram 411. So the first one is a heel guard, so this goes on the master cylinder for the rear brake. It just means that I'm not going to knock it as much with my heel, and if I do drop the bike on some rocks, maybe it'll give it some protection. It's not very big, it doesn't weigh very much, won't add that much to the bike. I will weigh it. I know some people like that, some people think it's ridiculous, but you can skip by it. The other thing in this unmarked box also came from Enfield Accessories, and what it is it's 4 standoffs that are 15mm high that I can use just to lift the front mudguard on my Scram by 15mm. So I'll show you what's in the boxes and then I'll stick them on the bike. So this is what you get in the boxes. So the first one I'm going to open is the heel guard, and it's essentially a couple of fitting screws with standoffs and then the heel guard itself. So this is just quite a nice piece of laser cut aluminium. I think it's 4mm thick. It's got a couple of holes in there. It's got some nicely countersunk holes for the bolts to go on. Even perforated plastic to get those out, which is nice. And these spacers, I think, are made of, what are they made of? Are they alloy? I think they might be alloy as well. And then there are some instructions that come with it as well. But then again, I'm removing 2 bolts and essentially just fitting them back on again. So that's one thing. The thing in the second box, and I did love this when I opened it, is that it's essentially 4 spacers, very similar to the ones that came on there, just 15mm high, with some nice stainless hardware to secure them in place. Now the other things that came in the box with it, because I guess there's really not a great deal just to these spacers. Maybe they are made of plastic actually, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's the 4 spacers and the 4 bolts. There is an Enfield Accessories sticker, and I did love this. They put in a 1 tea bag for Taylor's Yorkshire Tea. It might not be a big thing in the rest of the world, but if you're from Yorkshire, that's just a lovely touch. I will also add that they did also include some Cadburys chocolate buttons, but this was delivered a few days ago, and unfortunately the buttons did not last this long. Right, that's it. I'm just going to weigh these components and then I'll put them on the bike. The heel guard, I can't imagine this is going to weigh very much. 47 grams with bolts. 67 grams, so next to nothing on a bike that weighs 200 kilos. The spacers for the front, again, almost nothing. You know what, for once, even for me, this was something that probably wasn't worth weighing. 41 grams for those. If I add everything together, we have 108 grams in total. Now, I'm actually going to take the bolts off the bike as well when I put these on. So really, I don't think there's going to be any difference, but I'll check nonetheless. Just in case. Now I'll go and fit it to the bike, and I'll start with the heel guard. Here's the master cylinder for the rear brake, and it's basically so when my foot's on this on the pedal that I don't really whack it, and the way it just fits is it just really fits just on top of there, so it just gives you that extra bit of protection. It's got a couple of spacers just to stand it off so it's not actually resting against it, but it looks like it goes quite well with the rest of the bike, and just the fit and finish on it looks very similar to the original bodywork. Alright, so this is pretty straightforward. I'm just going to take these 2 bolts out, put the new bolts in with the spacers and the guard, and then tighten it up. I'll probably do this in fast. Easy as that to remove the old bolts. And the new ones go on with the bolt through the hole, then through that, and then back through the same hole the other ones came out of. Aha, these need a 4mm one to do up. Let's do that one up just so it's countersunk, so it's pulled into the right place, but not yet tight. Let's just finger tight. Same on that one. Checking that linkage still, all fine, all looks good. There we go, simple as that. That is that heel guard on, it feels very solid, and yeah, I think that looks all right. For the mudguard riser, it's these 4 bolts that need to come off and be replaced by the new ones with the risers in between. Now it might seem a slightly odd thing to want to do. It's really so if I want to run some more off-road focused tyres, then I've got a bit more space. There's also less space for mud and rocks to get stuck. And hopefully it'll look slightly different. Not better, not worse, just different. That was actually slightly loose. I don't know what the rest are like. I know it's only a plastic mudguard, but I know that one seems to be on a little better. What I might do is when I actually put the new ones in, I might just put a bit of thread lock on the threads just to stop them from rocking loose. It's an unsprung part of the bike, so if anything's going to rock around, then yeah, it'll probably be the mudguard and the front wheel taking a lot of impacts. And the last one, which you can't quite see just around the back, here has a washer on it because it's also securing the brake line holder. There we go. And that mudguard's loose. Not going to fall off when I take this out. I think it will be held in place on the fork legs. Yeah, it will be. You can't quite see it from there. I'll take that one out. It does have a washer that's on it and the hanger that's just dropped down. So what I'm going to do for each one of these, I'm just going to put a bit of blue thread lock on the bolts before I put them in, just to, well, I guess stop them working loose and having the mudguard knock around. So just a little drop of that just on the end of the bolt. First one is I'm just going to lift the mudguard up, slot that spacer in. There we go. That's the second one. And much like the other bit, these bolts that are going on are actually a 4mm, not a 5, like the ones I took off. So if you are replacing it and you only have a 5mm in your toolkit, it might be worth getting a 4 as well. So that is it. That is all on. That is all done. So just to give you a very quick look, you can see in here how the risers have gone in. Just give you a look at that over the top, and then if I bring it out the side, you'll be able to see actually it's not a massive difference looking at that clearance on the mudguard, but what you can see is that extra 15mm just means that there is a bit more clearance to get a more blocky tyre on there, and also less room for mud and rocks to get stuck. If I just show you in here around the back, that's the one that has the loop for the brake lines. That just has to go under the washer. But yeah, that's all in. Pleased with that. Job done. Now, I know I said I'd weigh the bolts I took off. Honestly, they're so small, this is going to make almost no difference. They are all the same though, which is nice. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there we go. It was 110 grams on the bike, 37 grams off. So yeah, almost nothing. Really wasn't worth weighing. For all the people that hate the weighing bit of my videos, you were right this time. But at least we know it is quite a heavy bike already, so I'm going to try and keep track of any weight that I add and any weight that I remove. That's it. That's my video on how to fit the Enfield Accessories 15mm front mudguard riser and also the master cylinder cover. Hope that's been interesting and useful. If it has, maybe I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.